Okay, welcome to another episode of Off the Top at Ebony Tree Council. And today we're in for a treat. We're going to be talking to Mr. Khyree. How you doing today, sir?
Oh well, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. And I say this is a treat because this young man has been, blazing some trails since he graduated. But I'm going to let him start off by telling his story. So, Kyrie, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your career?
Khyree Gray. I went to Claflin University, which is a HBCU in Orangeburg, South Carolina. Um, I graduated in May of 2019 with a bachelor's of mass communication, and then I received a job from WJLA, which is Channel 7 News, as a production assistant in December of 2019. And now I'm a studio technician. Became a studio technician in April of 2021.
And that's amazing. That's nice. How is it at the job for you?
Um, like a daily thing.
Yes.
So typically I'll come in and like go to the studio or like look, and our schedule is typically posted like through this app called When to Work. So typically look at that before I come in, and then see what am I doing, and then just go to my station like or just like come in this the control room, just talk to some people or whatever, depending on what's going on. Because sometimes if I am coming in, a show is actually airing, so we could be live or we could be in a break, depending on the time I come in. And then
Okay.
I go to like the cameras or audio and stuff of that nature.
Okay. 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 Nice. And so you mentioned you graduated from an HBCU,
Mhm.
and one of the things we like to try to go through is understanding what the experience was and what it did for you in terms of your confidence.
Uh, I feel like I met like brothers for life while there. I feel like I have a good group of friends that like I consider like my friends, and like if we needed something we'll like text each other or whatever, still communicate to this day, and hang out and stuff of that nature. And then as far as like just meeting different people, I feel like one of the best things I did was go to school out of state instead of going to school
Mhm.
in state. I feel like I'm I'm from Maryland, so I feel like I didn't want to go to a school in Maryland because I feel like I'm just going to community college, but that's just my opinion. I'm not saying community college isn't good. I mean, depending on your situation, it's good on whomever, because going to college is hard regardless. It's not easy. But for me, I just felt like I didn't want to go to school in state because I grew up here whole life. I wanted to experience new things, meet new people and stuff. And I feel like I did that, met new people, new friends, and everybody is just totally different. Met people from all over, like Alaska, Atlanta, um, what else? DC, people from here. I met people from Philly, Florida, um, California, um, some people from foreign countries like Africa, and all that stuff.
Oh, that sounds interesting. Really interesting. So tell us, what was that transition like for you from high school to college?
Um, hmm, I feel like the transition was different, or not different. It was difficult, and it's not difficult, but just in a sense of going to a school out of state where I knew absolutely nobody. So it was more so like I had to find people and meet people that way. But the funny thing is, I don't know if you ever heard of this app called GroupMe. So
Yes.
I was in a group me or whatever with various people in our school, like coming in as freshmen or whatever. So we're having like talking and stuff about coming in as freshmen and whatnot. So as we're talking and whatnot, and, I have like, since I'm from the DMV or DC, Maryland, Virginia area, I'll use certain various slang or whatever. So somebody picked it up. So, he messaged me and was like, "Are you from Maryland or whatever?" So I was like, "Yeah."
Mhm.
So we ended up talking or whatever and got each other's number. And now we're like best friends. So
Cool.
and I felt like he was somebody that like I met, well, not met, but met virtually like on GroupMe or whatever, and then was able to grow as a group friend and like, somebody like called my brother. So it was able to meet somebody there that was from the area. So at least, you know, I didn't know him, but like when I got down there or whatever, I met him, he was cool. And ever since then we became friends, and we still are.
That's awesome. That's
So I
incredible.
feel like it was a little hard because it was like I didn't know anybody, but meeting somebody, I guess, from the area and stuff where like, you're familiar with and stuff helps as well.
Mhm.
And just, this day and age with social media and stuff, it helps with like connecting with others as well.
Yeah, yeah, I can completely understand, especially as you mentioned, going from home to out of state in a new environment. What about academically? What kind of adjustments did you have to make?
Um, hmm, Academically. Uh, I feel like honestly, I feel like it wasn't, I mean, it wasn't easy, but it wasn't hard in
Mhm.
a sense. But also, I mean, I felt like, okay, for me, I had set a goal for myself. Because when I got down there, I was in a dorm, but I didn't like and I hated it. And I jokingly say it's like Alcatraz, like a prison. But anyways, so I was like, my friend who I met through GroupMe or whatever, his name is Sixto.
Mhm.
So he was in honors college. So I was under the impression people were telling me that you need to be in honors college to be in this dorm because they was like in a suite instead of like with a roommate. So
Right.
so I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna make that a goal for myself and try to get into the honors college program. But at the school, it's not where like you just apply for it regardless. They'll actually send you an invitation. So like if
Mhm.
you're already at the school, you have to get an invitation sent to you. So I made a goal for myself, which was like to get at least I guess a 3.5 and above or whatever. So I ended up getting like a 3.75, I think, my freshman year. And then I didn't actually get the invitation to the honors college program, but um, even though I didn't get into the honor college program, I felt like I was still able to get into the dorm that I wanted to because you just had to pay more. It was just under the impression that we were told that you had to be in
Mhm.
honor college, but that's not accurate at all. You can just go there, you just have to pay more.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, it's a hats off to you because you did set a goal for yourself and you achieved that of getting that 3.7. So you probably spent a lot of time doing things. Was your study habits the same as they were in high school, or did they adjust for college?
Um, hmm. I feel like my study habits were like the same. I feel like I would study the night before. I would be last minute with things or procrastinate, per usual. But I did realize like in college where like you had, papers that were like 10 pages or whatever. I know I couldn't do it in the night like the day before. So I would do it in advance, maybe like a week in advance or whatever, and start working on it gradually. So I won't be on it like all night because I know I couldn't do it. But in the sense of that, I feel like my study habits were like the same. Also in college, I would stay up until like 4 or 5 in the morning, but it wouldn't be like actually studying or like doing homework. It would just be chilling with
Mhm.
friends or whatever. But like, I will also do my homework too. And then, I still get up on time for class and stuff of that nature. I think I had like one class that was 8 a.m. and that was like my freshman year of my first semester, fall semester. Then after that, I don't think I ever had an 8 a.m. But I mean, it was easy. I mean, it was like a algebra. I don't remember. It was algebra, but it was like all online essentially. So I had to just come to class and then just do everything online. And once I got finished with like all the modules and stuff of that nature, I was basically done with it. So I just had to tell my professor I was done and then had to wait to the final and then took the final and that was it. So I didn't have to come to the class after I finished it early.
So it sounded like you developed some really strong habits while you're still at high school and at home
Mhm.
to get you over the hump. What was in your opinion, one of the most important lessons you took from home when you went to college?
Um, I guess school was important, in order to to be successful in life, it was education was something that was instilled into my head as when I was younger.
Mhm.
You know, like I had an opportunity. I had a actual personal trainer for like basketball or whatever. He actually trains NBA players too. But I was doing that, but like I realized, that's something cool or whatever, but I didn't have the drive or the heart for it to like keep doing it. So I was like, and then also in my head, I was like, what if I get hurt? This is not going to last my whole life. So realistically speaking, I just was like, I'm not going to do that and just, focus on school and stuff because I know that's a strong suit of mine. So I was like, I just took that into consideration and just said, I'm gonna just deal with school and stuff.
Nice, nice. So what was the toughest decision that you not the toughest decision, what was the toughest lesson you had to learn while you were in college?
Yeah. How this lesson. Hmm. I guess I always want to get along with others. Everybody has like their own opinion. Um, you know, just like people are very strong minded about their, how they are and stuff. So it's like you just have to take, everybody, not everybody is your cup of tea. So it's
Mhm.
like you can meet somebody, they have a certain personality or whatever, but you have to take it in like doses or whatever. Not everybody is going to be you're very fond of and stuff of that nature. And even like the professors and how they act and stuff of that nature. And then also with like um just turning in assignments, you have to like I guess build a relationship with the professors. And some are very like once you build a relationship with them, they're pretty lenient, I guess, in a degree, or they'll even help you on the side. Like some professors are actually better personally than they are like in a group setting. So it's like if you talk to them outside of the classroom, they're like totally different than they are like in a group setting where like they're trying to teach us and stuff of that nature.
And that's and very important.
I can't hear you. Now I can hear
It's
you.
very important for our young listeners to hear is that building a relationship with your professor is important. We've heard so many times that our kids go into the classroom and they feel like that they have to try to do it on their own or try to do it with a group of friends instead of trying to build that relationship with the professor. Did that come natural to you or somebody clue you in on that?
No, that was just how I was in high school because I know for me I transferred high school. So when I transferred high schools, there was a big difference from like, all right, I went to DeMatha for like 2 years and then I transferred to school out of Virginia. So, I feel like the education was different in different aspects. So like the math was totally hard. So, I would talk to the professor and stuff after class or whatever to understand it because I was like, I don't know, this stuff is like, I don't know what this is. So I would go to him. And that's just me because I'm a person that I was always taught to ask questions if I don't understand something. So if I don't understand something, I'm going to ask. I mean, and I feel like me personally, I like to have one-on-one conversations or not conversations, but one-on-one help with professors and teachers of that nature because I feel like they can give you the best help and understanding how to like understand something compared to in a group setting,
Mhm.
depending on what the subject is and stuff. Or maybe they need to like get a lesson plan out or whatever, so they're rushing, so it's different.
Okay, that's nice. So how has that ability to want to build relationships helped you in your career?
I still keep in contact with a few of my professors. Like one of my professors, Mr. Mike Fairwell, I still keep in contact with him in case I needed something or just telling him like I got a promotion recently and stuff of that nature. And even like somebody had it was an internship, but it was an internship class, but it was basically throughout the school. And she happened to be she was in charge of like the sports media, I guess, for my school and she happened to be from the area. So I got in contact with, I'm still cool with her, contact
Mhm.
and whatnot. And she's from here. So that also helps, you know, and even internships that I have. I keep in contact with a few people I had internships with as well.
That's nice. That's nice. So what would you say was the your biggest accomplishment while you were in college
Um,
besides graduating?
hmm. I feel like mine was getting a 4.0 my senior year. I had set a goal to get a 4.0, and I was able to get it. I think it was my senior year or junior year, one of the two. But yeah, I was able to get a 4.0, and I think the last time I had like all A's in my life was what third grade.
Hmm.
So
That's a major accomplishment.
yeah.
That shows a lot of drive and determination, setting goals, because a lot of times it's easy to set goals, but having the discipline to do the work to achieve the goal is a little bit different for everybody. So
Mhm.
what's your strategy for staying disciplined?
Mm, hmm. I guess just like doing the work, just telling myself I just need to get, do the work or whatever, and ask questions if I need help or whatever, or I even ask classmates and stuff of that nature if I don't understand it. And I know, they're very smart or they're understanding it more than I am,
Okay.
in that way.
So now that you're a studio technician, what is it that you look forward to at work?
Um, hmm. I look forward to like actually talking to like um I guess my coworkers in a sense,
Mhm.
um because honestly, I'm not even going to lie to you, but I don't pay attention to anything that really goes on with my job in a sense because it's news and everybody's different. I'm not interested in news. I'm more interested in sports. So at my job, I literally probably don't pay attention to most of the stuff that we're talking about. Um, and it's only really because I feel like most of the stuff that my station airs and stuff isn't relevant to like my community in the sense like even locally, like what's going on in like PG County, or if it's not PG County, like something that's going on in my community and my neighborhood or area and that such. So I feel like it would be like places that would be far out the way, like hours away, or somewhere I don't even go to, or anything like that. So I would say just talking to like my coworkers and stuff on a regular basis. Like I have a good relationship with one of the anchors named Robert Burton. I don't know if you heard of him or anything, but like him and his wife has like funny videos and stuff like that. But I mean, I have a pretty good relationship at work. And every time we like work together, it's always joke time with us. We're laughing and enjoying each other's stuff like that, and just being funny.
It's good to have that kind of atmosphere where you can connect with somebody and make work enjoyable and not just work.
Mhm.
So that's pretty cool. And, I wanted to step back for a second and talk a little bit about what you mentioned about airing the news, because uh, the news is not for everybody, and if you're not careful, it can make you have some negative feelings about yourself or make you feel some type of way about where you are and where you're from. So yeah, and I can appreciate you wanting to be able to filter that away from who you are as a person. So that's really important for people to hear.
I definitely like with the news and stuff, it's what's the word I want to say? It's very you can't be objective. It's more so like it's just facts in a sense, or
Hmm.
like information that you're given. So
Hmm.
it's not like you can really pick a side on either or stuff of that nature. It's like, and it's supposed to be for like everybody. It's not for like a specific, I guess, group of people in that sense. So it's just like, feeding this information, that are facts, or, stuff that's going on in the world or stuff of that nature. Like, so, I mean, for the most part, I do feel like because of the pandemic and stuff, I feel like
Hmm.
that has played a factor in my job and how it's going in a sense, because when I became a studio technician, I actually became on the morning side because originally I was on the night side. So nighttime was more newsy, and then like morning is more like entertainment,
Hmm.
traffic,
Right.
weather, and news and that stuff of that nature. So we have different shows in the morning. Like we have like what is it? Good Morning Washington.
Hmm.
Um, so it's like very entertainment based, but like, we have various guests and stuff like that. I
Mhm.
mean, we have guests here and there because of the pandemic, but it's not a whole ton like before. So, but we do have like various guests. Like I think today we had like Charlemagne the God, and we was talking to him, but virtually that is.
Mhm.
Um, and then like we have like chefs that will come in, various food and stuff of that nature. So I feel like the morning side, I think is way better than the night side. I feel like I feel like just the people are different and it's like more uppity in a sense where like everybody's happy, but that's because they have to be because it's so early in the morning when you come in.
Right.
The shift is not a typical normal 8 to 4 or 9 to 5 type job.
Mhm.
So, like some people come in at like their shift starts at 4 a.m. So think, I had to do that shift maybe a month ago or whatever. It's tough, but you get off it early, but it's still tough nonetheless because it's like you got to go to sleep at a reasonable time. And me personally, I don't even go to sleep at a reasonable time, and I got to get up. But I mean, I can do it. So, but everybody's different at the end of the day. So you have to find your niche and how you handle it and stuff. I can go to sleep at 2 in the morning and get up at 5, and just set multiple alarms and be okay, you know. But
That's that
not,
young energy.
yeah, I mean that too, but I mean it's also just depending on who you are as a person, because not
Mhm.
everybody's built for that. Like, you know. So I mean, some people have to go to sleep early, like 10, 9, and stuff like that. I don't know how people go to sleep that early, but I try to, but it's hard. I'd be trying to watch sports, football, basketball.
Yeah.
So it's tough, but I still try to go to sleep at I guess a reasonable time in a sense for myself and set multiple alarms.
Oh, that's good. Well, hey, yeah, it's like you said, it's not for everybody. You have to find your niche
Mhm.
and then work in that niche where you're comfortable at and not kind of stretch those boundaries sometimes because we try to force fit ourselves into a scenario that's not for us. It's
Right.
going to be a struggle,
Mhm.
no matter how you look at it.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. So tell me, what was it about Bass Communications for you that made you wanted to pursue that?
I guess like when I was in high school, I always watched like ESPN and stuff. So I always watched like First Take. So I guess like Stephen A. Smith and like Stora Scott were like two people that like I would look up to.
Yes.
Like I actually did like a scholarship essay for um I used to work at McDonald's, so I had to apply for the scholarship because I worked there, and did an essay on Stora Scott and like Stephen A. Who two people that like, I look up to and stuff in the field that are like some of the few African Americans that are actually on TV. Um, Stora Scott is no longer here with us, but
Right.
because yeah, but the point being is like those were two people I looked up to and stuff like that, and their energy and stuff on TV was real. It wasn't like a fake energy where like it's just for TV. That's just how they are.
Mhm.
So I looked up like to them, and that's what made me want to get into the field. And my actually ultimate goal is just to get in like I guess sports and anything in sports. To be honest, I don't really care like behind the scenes, front of the camera. I don't care. Just be around the atmosphere and stuff of that nature.
Yes, Stuart Scott and Stephen A. Smith are two real strong personalities, man. And Stuart Scott is sorely missed. I remember when he first started to air on ESPN. Man, you talk about breathing life into sports and breathing life into some statistics, man. Not everybody can do that. Some people try, but like you mentioned, it comes off just a little bit contrived and not authentic. But those two guys are naturals.
Right.
Really appreciate that. So sports, anywhere in the sports, that's for you.
Yeah.
What's your timeline for trying to get out there and into that?
I really don't have a timeline. I mean,
Mhm.
I guess my thing would be just apply to jobs and stuff of that nature. And I can honestly say like I could the fact that I'm already in a big company, I can like apply to jobs within the company,
Mhm.
so I can do that, and that also helps me compared to like other people who need to get their foot in the door. I'm already in there, so it helps in that way.
So you see, it'd be easy to transfer. So that's a
Mhm.
pretty smart move getting into a station like that and looking for those opportunities when they pop up.
Yeah.
So we're getting into a part of the show now where we kind of asked our guests to reflect back and tell us, what would you say, knowing what you know now, to your 15-year-old self?
Um, hmm. um, I would say probably, I guess, be more social in a sense, but I also feel like I've grown in college as well. I feel like my freshman year to my senior year, like I grew like socially because more I was like I can be an introvert, but also I can be an extrovert as well, just depending on who I'm around. Like I feel like if I'm around people that like, force me to be an extrovert or whatever, I'd be more an extrovert. But if I'm around people that are quiet like myself, then I'll just be quiet, to myself. But then also that also comes with me learning the person and knowing who I'm around and stuff and being more talkative as well.
Mhm.
So I guess being more like social in that sense, and then being able to like just talk to more people in a sense that are like strangers, because I don't typically like to talk to strangers that I don't really know. It just takes me a while to get comfortable and to know who I am around you.
Mhm.
It's like I don't know who you are, so I'm not going to be myself around you because I don't know what you have going on, and that's just me.
And it's important to really have some discernment about who you connect yourself with, is what I'm hearing you saying there. Be social, but also kind of be tuned into the type of people you're socially around, because you mentioned earlier, not everybody's your cup of tea. And I thought that was a really good phrase for kids to understand, know who you're dealing with,
Mhm.
basically.
Yeah, especially like that, and the actual workforce too, like or
Mhm.
whatever job that you get or whatever, like and everybody you can have people that coworker that you probably don't really like, but it's like you got to know what to say to that person and what not to say and stuff like that. Because the person might be higher up than you, so they're going to take that person's side or whomever or whatever the case is wherever you're at. So it's just knowing who you work with and just understanding what's going on and how you are handling it, and just observing others as well.
So that's interesting. You brought up that fact about dealing with people that are higher up than you. In your opinion, what type of leader would you say you would be?
Um, hmm. I feel like I'd probably be like one that hmm, I guess I'm more of a shower than I am, I guess, talkative, or like I'd rather just show you than talk. And that's just even with me like learning as well. Like I'm better doing something than I am like you showing it to me. So if you show me something, I can pay attention to it or whatever, but I might not grasp it as much as I would if I do it myself. And then
Mhm.
I could like tell you or try to explain it to you based off of me showing it to you then. So I guess in that sense, I'm more of a shower than somebody that's telling you how to do it step by step.
Okay. Okay. That's cool. That's good to know. What about 5 years from now? Where do you see yourself?
Um, I haven't even thought that far yet.
Okay.
I mean, I can say I like applied to like a job, within my
Mhm.
company or whatever recently, but other than that, I haven't even thought that far yet.
Okay.
Just the notion of just I guess applying for jobs would be the good step for me just to apply for jobs just within sports and what I really want to truly want to do
Okay.
to use.
You would say then that sports is your passion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
That's good to know. That's good to know. So we're at the part of the show now where we leave it up to you to give one last piece of advice to our young audience. And so you have the stage, sir.
I guess one thing you could do is just um, ask questions. Always leave a good impression on like whoever you work with because certain fields or whatever are the circles are very small. Like for example, I work with a news station, and they're very tight knit in the sense of like somebody can work there and somebody can work here. And they could have worked together and they had bad rep with like the manager or whatever. So then you're not going to get the job here because of your bad rep.
Mhm.
So always be wary of like, a who you're working for or whatever, and make sure that you have a lasting impression where like everybody likes you and it's not like nobody likes you or dislikes you, stuff of that nature. So definitely leave a lasting impression that's positive, where people will want to like leave a good recommendation and stuff like that and help you evolve as well. Like I feel like I have that in my job, but like I have a relationship with my managers. I text them like even just on a regular basis, not about work, just about whatever or whatever. And he'll help me or whatever. He even said like he'll do a recommendation letter if I did apply for another job and stuff like that. So, just be mindful of like who you're working for and stuff like that, and just leave a positive, lasting impression.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, Mr. Khyree Gray. He is a studio technician and soon to be a sports media superstar. Thank you so much for your time today, Mr. Gray. I really did appreciate talking to you.
No problem.
All right, y'all have a good one.
Thanks.
All
You
right, hold
too.
on, hold on a second.